Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is JT with Legacy Art Games, and we are back with more tabletop campaigns. And as you can see right there, we're in my YouTube studio. Oops. And now we're in the game. There we go. We are resuming with episode 42 of Odyssey of the Dragonlords, as told by GM Tompson. And last episode we had quite a few events. We had one character transform in mysterious ways. We had we found a tarrasque, the great monster of Dungeons and Dragons, and we killed it with the Sphere of Annihilation. But today we may have fight with another deity. Yes, we may be confronting Lutheria, goddess of dreams. And, let's see what happens. Have fun, everybody, and I am turning it over to GM Tompson. Okay, Tom, all yours.
All right, thank you, Legacy. So, let's start with the recap, shall we? So, guys, what did we do last session? I want to see your point of view instead.
I underwent a mysterious transformation.
Yes. A bit of a dream there.
Yes, and now my heart beats with lightning.
Yes, it does. And you feel it at every moment. It's a jolt of lightning going through your whole body. You murdered an ungodly primal beast. That is indeed what you did.
Ah, yes, the tarrasque.
I didn't forget, Miru. I know exactly what happened. I think.
I took a nap. I remember that.
So, all right. So I'll do things by order. Start the session with a little bit of a dream scenario for Kavan. As you all noticed, that Kavan did not wake up as everyone else did. Azek went to take a nap as well, and luckily for him, thanks to the ability of his race, he is technically immune to dreams, or so he can choose when to have them. As he was faced with the option of potentially getting in contact with the things that were trying to get into his dream, he chose not to and decided to take a long rest instead. Yet Kavan remained on his dream, and throughout it, managed to speak with Savune in a way without words. Simply knowledge exchanged, arguments made, hints, but no words. As you began facing the thoughts that have come to you throughout the last few days, you ended up suffering changes that made you more similar to Sydon, as you transformed yourself into a Tempest cleric. Armor shaped around your body, the trident similar to Sydon's showed up. You felt your heartbeat jolt with lightning at every single moment. And you woke up with the same memories of you had before, but feeling a bit different at the same time. The mask that you wore broke, and that was it for you. You guys, after talking for a bit and trying to decide what to do next... Oh yes, good point, Legacy, thank you. I forgot to mention one thing. We had a bit of a miscommunication last session in regards to Sydon's trident. The truth is, we got confused. Sydon does not have a trident. Sydon has a glaive. And give me a second here, because this is now yours.
Ooh.
Yes, tiny bit of a retcon there. When I mentioned Trident, you guys mentioned Trident. No one actually noticed. When I went to look towards the picture again, I saw that it was no Trident. It was actually a glaive. And when I looked over the magic items, I did indeed see that. It is the glaive of Sydon. You are automatically attuned to it. You get the proficiency required, and you are now wielding the glaive of Sydon. All right, continuing the recap, you guys eventually, Azek passed the 8-hour mark, woke up feeling rested. Sadly, unlike the others, he didn't get the shorter long rest. But nonetheless, though nothing happened throughout those 8 hours, you got a long rest. You guys recovered all your resources, and you began exploring the rest of the cube while discussing at the same time what you could potentially do regarding to the Sphere of Annihilation. You explored the rest of the cube. You found multiple places that are of interest. You saw that there was more of those creatures with more of those humanoid golems that seem to have no features to themselves. But you didn't engage any of them, as it seems like they were not ready to fight until you entered into the rooms. Seeing that there was nothing into the rooms, as you opened the door, you decided not to walk in, as there was not much need to get anything there. You checked the second room and managed to hear the sound of the purple worms. That was indeed where the purple worms themselves were staying. But once again, you didn't actually open the door to check, just to be safe and avoid any fights that could potentially happen. You went into the last room, found out that this is where the poison of the worms was being dragged to. It seems like they were extracting the poison into this room. And you decided once again that it is not worth the effort to go through it, as there was very little to gain. You guys went back to the room with the Sphere of Annihilation, and as you all discussed what could potentially happen, you went past the closed door, which seems to have been quite locked. It was actually a DC of 30 to open it, but it seems that through brute force, Asterius managed to break through it. As you entered into the room, you began hearing the very loud snore, a very disturbing sound. And as you went inside of this room and you peeked down into the pit on the floor, you found a tarrasque sleeping. The snores of the creatures shaked every inch of your being. It kept a constant snore. Even as you entered the room, even as you left the room, and it remained asleep. Closing the door behind you, you began looking through everything in the room. And now, with your newfound knowledge that the creature that was hidden inside was a tarrasque, you began thinking about all the options. And you figured out how the place actually worked. The way that the cube is supposed to work is that it is indeed a prison for, in this case, a tarrasque. And the Sphere of Annihilation is the key to open it. If, as Kira handed the amulet back to Endemonis, you were the amulet attuned to it, and nothing evil happened. You didn't feel that same presence from before. Now that you had this knowledge of what could potentially be, you attuned to the amulet, you attuned to the Sphere of Annihilation, and as you focused your mind on the Sphere of Annihilation, you gained control of it. You, after realizing how this cube actually worked, you figured out that it would be bringing the Sphere of Annihilation into the center of the obelisk, and that could potentially open up the cube in order to release whatever was inside. Yet, you did not want to do that, and the thought came to your head, a thought about, can this creature be killed while it's asleep? And there was a bit of on and off there that you weren't absolutely sure. But there was, through some knowledge checks, you realize that, yes, the tarrasque is a magnificent beast that has very high defenses against magic, that's true. But the Sphere of Annihilation is not necessarily any ordinary magic. The Sphere of Annihilation could most likely pierce through the tarrasque's hide or carapace. And the decision was made that you were going to perform a lobotomy onto the tarrasque. And so you did. Through the control of the Sphere of Annihilation, you Andamonas moved into the room with the tarrasque and began focusing on the Sphere of Annihilation, motioned it closer to the tarrasque, closer, and the tarrasque did not wake up. As you took a deep breath, you focused on sending the Sphere of Annihilation through the creature's brain. And as you did, the carapace bursted. The Sphere of Annihilation entered onto the creature's brain, and you began doing rotating maneuvers with the Sphere of Annihilation and completely removed the brain of the tarrasque. The tarrasque only, throughout all this, didn't even manage to move, only let out a growl of pain before it fell silent forever. After about a stressful minute, you all heard the cube begin to shift, and the cube opened up, releasing the now dead tarrasque into the nether sea. You guys made your way out of the cube. Sphere of Annihilation now as your new weapon. You made your way outside, and there you saw a titan, blinded, mouth-sewed, yet pulling this boat with it. Not an ordinary boat, but this was definitely not there a moment before. And you are now looking, over at the top of this cube, you are looking towards the ocean, the nether sea. And far into the distance, you see this massive towering figure of the Titan, pulling with a massive chain a boat. Almost as if a closed-down boat. The vegetation all staying over at the top of the boat seems luscious, colorful, green, and alive. You look towards the boat, and you now realize that what you see before you is Hypnos, the throne of dream, being pulled by nothing other than an actual titan. And that's where we picked up. Most of you have had a rest. You haven't spent too many resources since last time.
You're still
But you are currently staying over at the top of the cube.
right.
You can make your way down to the altars if you wish to do so. You had the hero's feast, yes you did. And you know you did not level up, even though you killed a tarrasque. I call it scams, but...
Oh shit, did I actually level up my last...
Agreed. Now would be a fantastic time for dragons.
Alright.
Make our way down to the altars and get the dragons.
Very well, that can indeed be done. Taking a moment to do this, you begin making your way down. You begin making your way down the actual cube, making sure that you do it safely. It is a process that takes a few minutes, but in order to do it safely and with no resources spent, you make your way down to the altars. You see there, standing and looking at you, is Pythor. He sees a tarrasque. He says, well, I don't think I ever killed anything that big.
Nor I.
As you guys get into the altars itself, you see the dragons here waiting for you, as well as Isabel. There is Kira, Pythor, and Vysius. Vysius goes over to you guys and says, I would like to join this time.
Every hand is welcome in the fight against the gods, as far as I'm concerned.
Vysius' mood seems a bit somber, but determined.
You are welcome to join.
Kavan is a bit
That's quite-
uncertain if this would work, but as the others are talking about dragons, he roams over toward the railing of the boat and has a thought of beckoning the sea serpent if it can reach these waters.
As you focus on your newfound powers, as you focus on the Venturous world, as you focus on the serpent, you realize that it cannot reach it. Not due to a lack of link to it, but due to the nature of the Nether Sea. The serpent cannot make it into this sea.
Kavan confesses to the others, it seems my newfound friend cannot venture into these waters, and I am without a dragon. I will have to do as humble as I am. And still rather confused at that.
It just says, you're not the only one without a dragon. I think we'll be fine without.
Well, you would think, but I still don't know my own face in the water, so this is an interesting time to be fighting a god.
Well, speaking of the water, we'd best find a bit of land to prep ourselves and prepare for the battle upcoming, because otherwise I'd prefer not to fight around the ship and potentially get pushed into this water, knowing the effects that it can have on us.
I think this is not close to ending yet. I fear we are to face many more foes before we get to Lutheria herself.
That is true. Well, then better the ship we know than the ship we don't. There are ballistas on the decks. Would probably be best to at least be ready by one of them, if not both. And tell everyone to prepare for battle. Because here we go.
She can the growth spell be casted ritually? Can the growth spell, it's supposed to consume a spell slot. It's supposed to consume a spell slot. That's what I balanced around. Yeah, it's supposed to use some magic, yes. What I can say is that you always have it prepared. I can say that much.
Oh, really?
I think it would make a lot of sense because this was information that was literally taught to you all of you. It was something that you all learned in a way that was unorthodox. I will say that this breaks the actual class barrier of spells prepared, and that you always have it prepared. That would make a lot of sense. But it does consume the spell slot. Technically, it wouldn't. It would be less of it's shoved into your mind and can't get out. It is more of. I imagine that it's more of an ability than a spell, right? But mechanically, it's a spell in order to use a high level spell slot.
Tom, about
That was the idea.
Sorry, about
No worries.
how much time do we have really before we end up, well, crossing paths with Lutheria and her band?
That's up to you guys. If you begin making your way with the altars to the Hypnos, you can get there within a matter of minutes.
I was just going to cast a spell, but it takes a little time.
How long
How
does
much
it
time do you
take?
need?
10 minutes for Planner Ally.
Oh, I've been kicking that one around myself.
The truth is, the Hypnos is currently standing still. It is not traveling towards you. I imagine that you have the 10 minutes required if you wish to.
Or I could do Conjure
You gonna
Celestial,
cry?
I don't know. Hmm. Well, let's see who we get.
I recommend the Valkyrie if you go Planar Ally. I've done research.
The 6th level spell.
Yeah, boy.
I don't understand why the ones from Conjure Celestial are weaker when it's a level higher, but yeah, it is.
Because I think
Well, the way you have to do the material
this one you
cost
need to pay.
spell. Yeah, because you can get them for a while.
Can I have a loan?
They can hang out for like a week or two. Oh, we can cover Planar Ally because hey, it'd be coming from Saloon and we're buds, so that's cool. I already figured out some way to
I'm not sure.
convince the Planar Ally no matter what. So
I'm not sure if it comes from Salune anymore for me or not.
that is a good point.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yes, Tom's going to decide.
But
Hold on, I gotta go AFK a second.
before we actually do that, though, do you know that it has a price attached? As you can see on the 3rd paragraph, there are actual tasks where the payment is per time spent. As you can see there.
Well, Kavan has nothing to his name. He would have to ask for a loan, but he's happy to cast the spell.
4 weeks. Porque não.
Don't think we
If
need
a
4
task-
weeks.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. If the task is aligned with the creature's atos, the payment should be out or even waived. And answer this task, requiring of the suggested payment. Greater gift, blah, blah, blah. You do have money. You do have money. Does this have a CR? Or is it literally my choice?
It's your choice, I think.
It is my choice. Very well. Let me see what I can find. Give me a moment, you guys. I've never the end for this spell.
Sure. There's a spell one higher that's Conjure Celestial, but they're weaker, I would suppose, because they don't have a price.
Yeah, yeah. It's more. The other one is probably an action as well, right?
Yeah,
I bet
so.
Conjure Celestial is an action, while this one is 10 minutes. Alright, let me see.
Sorry to complicate things. I thought we might
No,
need some
no,
help.
No worries, no worries. I think this is fine. It's just that I am not necessarily aware of what can be used on this. I've just never done it before. But it should be a celestial elemental or fiend.
I think
you can choose between celestial and elemental.
You know what? You know what's going on as to whether it's Salune or whether it's my power, so I'll let you choose.
Let me choose. All right. To no offend. Nice. She believes in the power of friendship. I'm not gonna summon Lulu. She's busy. She's trying to save up Terrell right now.
So
Failing, yes. Failing at saving it.
Well, I have to name a request, so the request is that it lend us its power in doing battle with Lutheria and her allies.
Alright, now give me just a moment so I can look up for a fitting feature that could potentially help with this. It's gonna take me a bit, but I'll get there. Let me check the book, the ones in the book first, before I go for general stat blocks. See if there's anything fitting in the actual Odyssey of the Dragonlords book. If there was something that belonged to Sydon, to be great. I don't think we're gonna talk you. I don't think we're gonna talk you now. Alright, this is a nice one. There's some more time. What could be a good thing? No. Too big. No worries, you didn't lose much now, as I am still in the process of finding a fitting creature.
Fair enough.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Surprise landlord visit. All good.
This was one that I was not expecting. Because I never contributed to it. None of these seem very fitting. Oh, weird. None of these are very, very fitting. Like last time with the sea serpent was so obvious. Very fitting. I didn't have to think a lot about it. But in this case, none of this is very fitting. It's kind of weird. I think that we're going with the simple option. Might be a bit disappointed. But all right, I'm ready. Not voodoo, not voodoo. Anything but that. Not Swachkatel either. It's too strong for this. Alright. As you focus on your ability, you focus on the spell, create a ritual. You feel, as you are relaxing for those 10 minutes, saying the words, focusing on the spell, you feel the lightning, the heartbeat, just constantly give a vibe of energy throughout your body. It feels both soothing and terrifying at the same time. As the 10 minutes pass, you see a creature take form in front of you. It is partially made out of lightning, yet it is not lightning itself. It is something that a few of you would recognize. It's not surprising from a cleric, you see a humanoid body, except instead of wing, and it seems like an angel of sorts, but instead of wings, it seems to have these electricity sparks coming out from its upper back. As the creature gains form in front of you, it seems that it has no proper features on its mouth and face. Its face is featureless and almost blank, similar to the golems that you had seen before. Yet, at the same time, you all get this presence of pure good coming from it. This seems to be very similar to a deva, but at the same time, not quite the same thing. The creature does not speak, but as the mental link is connected towards Kavan, you feel the price that it will take. For this creature to fight for you without, for the next day, it would take 5,000 gold pieces.
So in the midst of the ritual, Kavan opens his eyes, which are sparking with electricity, and he speaks. I will need 5,000 gold coins to secure the aid of this divine being. And of course I do not have this. Would the fellowship, would my fellows in the oath lend me these funds?
We have enough gold for many of these.
A small price to pay for a worthy aid in battle.
And he closes his eyes once again and conveys this message to the being.
The being gives a nod, and as it approaches, I assume you put the money on the ground or something? Is that what's happening? Or are you just putting the money on the ground? As long as he's willing to wear a hat? What?
Hey, we have requirements on this ship.
I don't know where they
Everybody gets a hat.
I don't know where they keep the money, but I assume they're hauling it out for me and dumping it on the deck. I don't know.
Yeah,
As you
we got a big
guys,
pile somewhere.
place the money, the creature moves towards it, kneels in front of it, and places a hand upon it. And as it does, the coins disappear in a jolt of lightning.
One day service.
The creature once again gets up, looks towards you, and gives a simple nod. It remains featureless, shows no emotion. It is determined and waiting.
Kavan places the end of Sydon's trident upon the deck and pushes himself up, respectfully inclining his head to the celestial being. One day's service, then, with our gratitude.
As all of that is happening, Demonis would walk towards Hazabel, his wife, and his son.
Yeah.
To just embrace them before going into battle again. And he'd sort of not how do you say that? Not suggest in any way that they should help, but just that they should be careful.
As you approach your family, the Hazard once again puts a wing up around the two of you. The Wormling is the one that speaks first, telepathically towards both of you. It says, "I want to go as well."
You are too young for these kinds of matters.
It shakes its hand and says, "I will not grow much older before the Oath of Peace is over. This is why you met me, right?"
Well, I don't wish to have you not grow up. I prefer if you stay safe here with your mother. It's not safe.
The Wormling says once again, "I wish to go, but I will not force you. The decision is yours."
Does the mother say anything?
She looks towards the both of you, and she seems proud, but doesn't say a thing.
Proud of who?
Who knows?
Yeah.
I'll, at least, if it comes to it, and I hope it won't, I'll make sure you will be better protected.
As he casts Dragon's Desire on his Wormling to make it at least capable of saving himself if need be.
This is the custom spell?
Yes.
The bindings. You place the bindings onto the Wormling once again. The silver bracelets on its paws, around its neck, around its horns. You focus on casting the spell. In front of you, it grows larger. He looks towards you and says, "I'll never get accustomed to this."
What did he say?
"I would never get accustomed to this."
I wish it wouldn't be necessary to keep you safe, but I prefer if you'd stay out of the battle if possible and just use your powers in defense of yourself.
As he finishes casting the spell.
It shakes its head and says, "I'm yours to command."
You're free to do whatever you must. You're my son, not my...
I have told you my preference.
Then, if you must, do as you will. But be careful.
He gives a smile and a nod and says, "I'll take that as a yes." He follows close by. He gives a head bump to his mother and follows close by you.
Right. And as he walks with his son to the others, he snaps his finger, just basically like in that picture. Basically, suddenly 7 bowls of bright, fiery light surround him as he casts Crown of Stars, which
Nice.
The motes of fire appear and orbit around you.
and he just says to the others,
I think I'm ready.
I believe I'm ready as well. I think it's time to once all the dragons are ready and prepared, I think we're ready to
The silver
get started.
worm ring goes up to Vid as they both share a look. He sits down next to you. And as you cast the spell, the bindings seem to enlarge, turning the creature into large size. The silver dragon gives a nod of respect towards Vid. Without saying a word, goes right next to El. With a mental wink towards El, she simply says, "I'm ready." She bumps you with her hand, but doesn't say a word. Kira gives a look towards everyone, seeing everyone get ready, the mood somber a bit. She says, "It's almost over, isn't it?"
Potentially. I fear there might be some unfinished business with Arkelander, if not the aftermath of 2 of the greatest gods of the planet, of the island, being defeated. That power vacuum will have repercussions.
It's never truly over, but today will be remembered. Shall
That
we?
is true. We shall.
Kira looks towards a bit. Nice. You guess water walk on 10 living creatures. That's perfect.
Yes, it is.
You cast water walk on everyone. Do you guys just make it into the water and begin walking there then? Not sure exactly how you're approaching this.
I would say we should move the boat at least somewhat close, and then see kind of like what comes at us first. Whether we need to walk on the water, whether we want to fight it on the ship first. But I think getting the ship at least within like 100 meters, 100 yards, somewhere around there is probably a good place to start.
Probably. The Yeltress begins, as you say the words, Brand commands the Yeltress to motion closer, but slowly, towards the Titan and the ship of Lutheria, the Throne of Dreams. It approaches, and within a matter of 2 stressful minutes, it gets close to it. There seems to be not necessarily it doesn't necessarily seem to be like there is anyone on top of the ship. And as you take, and now that you're closer, as you look towards the ship, you see that the above part is completely engulfed in vegetation, and you are not sure if it is actually a closed space or not, because the vegetation seems to obscure any view from the angle you guys are at. The vegetation on the top part seems to obscure the complete view of the ship. If there is anyone on the above part, you don't see it. You're not sure if it's closed or not. However, as you get on the back of the wormwing, and as you go over with your dragon, flying still above the outers, but from a better angle than everyone else, you see that the ship seems to be completely engulfed in this vegetation on the above level. There's no need for a check because it would be impossible for you to see from this angle if it is open or not. Unless you try to transverse through the trees, there is no way to actually see what's past it. However, as you are scouting from the air, you do notice one thing, which is that on the bottom lower, like close to the front of the ship where it's being dragged and pulled by the chain, the platform, the lower platform seems to have a passage. It seems like there is almost like a set of double doors onto the hull of the ship. That is right here, as in here. You guys see this map? Like
what
over
map?
the year, what map are you guys at?
We are at the
Just on
cube
the
map.
cube.
Sorry.
Oh, good. Oh,
Ah,
there we
okay.
go.
Ah, there we go.
So what you guys see here? Okay, dynamic mapping is not enabled here, right?
We see everything, right?
You see everything. That was not intended.
I kind of figured that.
Now you see nothing, I assume.
Correct.
Yeah, true.
You know what? Fuck dynamic lighting. Dynamic lighting never works properly. I'm going to do fog of war instead. Turning on fog of war. All right. So, review areas. This is important. This is important. This is important. If it works. Okay, you guys, I assume you guys are seeing properly now, right? Just no battle map, just the view from above.
Yep.
This is the separator between both levels of the ship. This is the chain. And that should be a good enough view. Now, what I'm saying is that here, you can see where I'm pointing, yes?
Yep. Yeah.
There is almost as if a set of double doors on the hull of the ship. All right. You go tell the party about it. As I said, there is a set of double doors here that on the map would get you here. You still don't see it yet, but I will reveal it bit by bit, like so. There is a set of double doors here. And I will reveal the outside of the ship as well.
Can't we just set all those plans and trees on fire? Let the ship made of wood handle itself?
Vizia says, I would be quite surprised if that worked.
Probably no one has tried it before, so maybe they did not expect something so simple to work.
Vizia says, well, don't let me stop you then. You wanna try it?
Sorry?
You wanna try it?
Maybe not immediately, but like just something to keep in mind.
Oh, okay.
We have like 22 people that can cast fire spells, so
That is true.
Okay. I love to set that first on the first. What does that mean?
I,
Oh, on fire. That's better.
yeah.
This is the best druid. I would love to set that first on fire.
well, it looks like those doors are our best option to penetrate into the ship and take out Lutheria. So it's either that or potentially try to go through vegetation above. We have no idea what's going on there, and there's at least doors. So I'm willing to go give it a shot and head on in.
Let's see. That might work.
That's a thought.
Maybe we can just also disconnect it from the Titan so it won't move anymore. Break the chain. And then go through the whole ship with the orb.
Tom, just to check, do you know of any allies we met that had people they know or something like imprisoned supposedly on the ship? I don't think we did, but
No mention of that. You have never heard anything about that. What you do know is that this ship, somewhere in this ship, there is the cursed items that supposedly are good to fight Lutheria.
exactly. But just to check that if we use the orb randomly, we don't believe there are people that are innocent that we might kill. We're not sure they're not there, but we're also not sure they are there.
Yeah, you have never heard about anyone being kidnapped and brought to Lutheria's boat. Not Lutheria's boat, at least. The Temple of Lutheria, or the smaller, more mundane places that are linked to Lutheria, yes. You have been kidnapped all the time from Lutheria. Now, when it comes to the Hypnos is a bit one step above. People don't just wander into the Nether Sea.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, cool.
If it eases your mind, I could have the orb proceed us while we enter the ship as some sort of barrier between anything that might lie ahead and us.
A dangerous barrier to be sure, but effective. It will probably also kill whatever we surprise, so it's a kind of a
Well,
double-edged
On
sword.
the other hand, our ship is here. We can see them, they can see us. I doubt there is any surprise to be had. Well, if you want to go ahead by yourself, that's fine. I just am. Just be careful if you see the orb. Make sure you don't continue into a situation where you need to pass it. Exactly.
An echoing voice begins to emerge from all over the Nether Sea. It seems sorcerous everywhere, almost inside your heads. He says, "Come on now, I'm waiting."
Well, you couldn't
Oh, it's
wait to
like
meet
that.
me. Why hide in the ship?
I have prepared such a beautiful passage for you all. Are you really going to just break the ship like that? Not very fun.
Well, seeing as the element of surprise is lost, I'm kind of liking the orb strategy.
She knew we were here.
Don't touch the really dangerous orb. Fight anything else that it doesn't immediately kill, and let's go.
She says. Oh, your yawn echoed throughout the Nether Sea.
Would Endemonis also hear? Is it telepathically or not?
It's both. It's echoing everywhere. It seems sorcerous.
Okay.
Not only do you feel the presence straight into your head, but you also hear it in your ears, and it is incredibly loud and booming. Yet at the same time, not overwhelming.
Agreed. I'm down for action. I say we go.
Then go we shall.
I could
Alright.
unsteady the ship, but not likely while the Titan is pulling it.
Let's do this together,
He says to Bensville Cute as he starts to mount his dragon son.
As you climb up, takes a quick flap of his wings, get out of the outers itself. Just not going further yet, just standing right above the ship, but flying instead. making sure it gets used to the newfound size, the newfound weight on its back. Gives a few tentative moves, and it seems to be completely under control of its fight. Where would you like to go? To the door. All right. So,
So we're
as
doing-
you, what about everyone else? How are you going? Are you just walking on the water?
Hmm.
We have 2 people with dragons.
Like that water.
The boat is already closed, yes, but it would
Definitely
still.
go closer. We can go
Getting too close would just like collapse against it. It wouldn't be very
well,
safe.
yeah,
But if you like to, you can, yeah.
because we're about, I'd say,
It can be as close as 30 feet away. It wouldn't be too big of a deal to
I
just
wouldn't
walk there.
that
If you get the
close,
boat really close.
pretty close.
Alright, so you get really close. It flops onto the water. Due to the water walk, you remain afloat atop of it. It seems that even though this water is not proper water, the water walking still does its desired effect.
As soon as I see that, I hop down and start going towards the door.
You
Do
make
this.
your way down to out of the outers to the water itself, and you begin making your way to the set of double doors. There is a small platform that is jutting from the side of the bronze barge. It is just a tiny bit above the waterline, and the structure appears to be used as a dock. As you get onto this tiny part of the ship, you realize that these can be opened by pulling. Or there is not necessarily a lever or anything that would open these from the outside.
And the Monas
Need
will
to be
just
pulled up.
use the orb to remove the door from existence.
Very well. As you motion, you focus on the Orb of Annihilation, throw it at the door, and it very quickly makes work with it. As it collapses against the door, a Sphere of Annihilation shaped hole begins forming, and you just begin clearing out the door completely. You see that on the inside, there are indeed some ships that seem to be docked. Nothing much bigger than a rowboat. Inside, there are a few people. There seems to be a group of about 6 people. One of them is this beautiful woman that, as she walks towards you, she says, "That's quite a way to make an entrance." There is one woman and about 6 men. They are all incredibly beautiful. It seems that the ones that are there, other than the one that spoke, they're all busy smoking pipes. As the woman looks to you as you enter, she approaches calmly, softly, just walking. She raises her hands in the air, as in, "I mean you no harm." And she approaches close by to you. As
she approaches, and the Monas will just have the orb get nearer as some sort of signal, "Don't get closer," basically.
All right. She takes a few steps back and says, As you can see, me and my compatriots here, we are smoking some Black Lotus. Any of you would like can join us?
I think we'll pass.
Well, in that case, simply let us be. There's a door over at the other side. I will now open the map. A second. Need to clear the. I need to clear the. What's it
Fog of
called?
war.
Fog of war. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
trying to find the button. I always forget what it is. Is this it? No, it's not it. Reveal areas. Polygon reveal. All right, this is what it looks like. Perfect. The people are simply hanging out, some of them in the boat, some of them more on the margin itself. They are, you notice that there is this small platform. Behind the platform is the faint outline of the door into the vessel. As you open the door into the vessel, you see in front of you this group of people that are currently smoking Black Lotus in 3 pipes. There is a bit of smoke in the air, considering this place was closed beforehand, but the smell isn't too intense.
Boxing. If you truly mean us no harm, would you mind taking a rowboat or 2 to the nearest island and waiting out there in peace so you are not harmed in any potential fallout from the battles to come?
The woman says, I think we can do that, if we can safely pass. After all, we have been smoking a bit too much lately.
Yes, I understand that all too well. But
I'm sure we will get some motion sickness from the waves, but
I suspect
she gives a clap of her hands, and the men begin reluctantly getting up from their cushions and whatnot and getting into the boats. What were you saying, Kavan?
I suspect if you're on the water anywhere other than here, you'll be safer than staying.
Well, in that case, I am going immediately. That she stays a bit far away from the orb. As they get into it's perfectly facet out there. If you make it seasick, you ought not to be in the sea at all. Well, this boat is very steady. I hope the rowboats are as well. And as she gets into the rowboat, 2 men get into the same rowboat as hers. The other 4 men get on the rowboats. They begin rowing outside. One of the men that seems to be a bit high, he slowly places his hand on the nether seawater as he's falling, playing with the water and hanging down from the rowboat itself.
That's not going to be good.
That's not good. Why did he do that? Let's see. Let's roll. Effects of the primordial water.
We might have told them not to touch the water.
As he is.
Hey, they live here. They should know.
All right. This human-looking person, as it touches the water, brings the water down to its hands, and he sees his own hand begin to shift and break and grow bigger, and protrusions coming out, claws coming out of it. It grows about a feet in size and it kind of makes the boat shift a bit as he squeaks in pain as it does. Yet his actual form does not necessarily change. He seems to have just grown bigger. Yet he definitely shrieked in pain as he did that. The woman simply says, hands on boat, please. And they begin rowing away. Do you guys enter?
Yep.
Definitely.
Yes, we do.
As you guys enter into the room itself, you see in front of you the door that is currently closed. It seems to be a very natural-looking door. It is made out of wood. It doesn't look very different than the regular ship door, similar to the ones that you have in the Odyssey itself. Are you going to continue breaking through doors with Spheres of Annihilation, or are you opening this one?
Unless anyone stops him, he's going to do exactly that.
Kicking it down, cop style. Let's do it.
Once again, you hear the voice. Oh, wow. I totally haven't seen that trick before. As the door begins getting consumed by the Sphere of Annihilation, you clean it out completely, revealing in front of you another hallway.
Mind you, this was her treasure. She likely has some defense against it.
Quite possibly, but there's only so much you can do to defend against the sphere.
As you open the door, you see in front of you this corridor. There is a passage to the south, there is a passage to the north, and then another two passages to the north. It is a bit of a squeeze for the dragons indeed. They would not be very comfortable here. But it is possible. It's just squeeze.
How big is that celestial I summoned? Is it in with me or no?
It is somewhere between medium and large size, and yes, it is following you very close by. We'll only place the tokens if we need to.
Okay.
And Amonis is gonna remove this whole wall from existence to have the dragons.
This wall?
This
The wall? This one?
Yeah.
Very well. With the Sphere of Annihilation, you clean out the place completely, giving enough of a berth for the dragons to stay comfortably. You see a door to the south. See a door to the north. Another two doors to the north. Where would you like to go?
Bottom up.
All right. As you go to the door to the south, are you just breaking through with the Sphere of Annihilation again?
Again, unless anyone is stopping him, and Amonis is just going to remove doors and walls from existence.
It does make our path a little easier, so, you know.
All right. No, if no one stops you. Assuming no one stops you, so I'll just reveal the lightning once again. All right, seems like no one's stopping you. All right, so let me reveal the area. You see in front of you a corridor on the side of the ship. But there is a few interesting things here. First of all, there are two people here. You see, let me give you the description. The doorway opens into a wide room lined with tall marble plinths, each displaying a unique object. Although many of them are beautiful and unusual, some appear quite mundane. The nearest item close to you is a writing quill with a brilliant orange bloom that smolders like an ember, The next prince supports a bright silver-covered mask, depicting the face of an elven woman of unparalleled beauty. Two small girls are tending to this odd collection. One is dusting an ivory box, while the other one is polishing a simple platinum coin. These two girls possess natural, symmetrical features, and they move with grace. They are probably about 8-year-old or so. One of them looks to the Sphere of Annihilation and gives a bit of a screech as she runs behind what you assume is her sister. Please don't hurt us.
No.
What are these things?
As he just sort of nods towards the things they are tending to.
They both look very nervous, and one of them says, "This is the Hall of Trinkets. We are the curators here." What is that sphere thing? It's really scary.
It is. If you come close, you might disappear, just like this wall, so please don't.
Yes, keep your distance for now.
Okay. Do you want to see the exposition? The cursed items. They are on the opposite end.
The other side of the ship.
Yeah. Yes.
Excellent.
What's the name of that hole?
That one is the all of armaments. There's weapons and armor and.
Correct. It seems they are telling the truth.
But we're only the curators of this room. Do you want to see it?
Yes. What are these? Lutheria's favorite treasures.
Yes. They're all items that Lutheria managed to get for herself and for her collection. You want to see them? Did you answer Legacy?
Well, yes. Please show us.
Right. I wanted to show you that one first, but the orb is very, very close. Can you just put it a bit further away, please? I don't want the items to be. I don't want the items to.
Anemonas just rushes the sphere through this wall to have it just outside.
The girl shrieks once again and says, "I guess that works." And she slowly begins to approach. And as she approaches, she gets right up next to this first passage, and she says, and she removes the glass frame from it. It opens up, and she removes from the inside this ivory box that seems to be carved very prettily. Well, I don't like this item very much. It's a bit scary, but it doesn't harm anyone. It's just scary. And she begins turning the turntable of the box. No. Okay, I'll stop.
Just tell us what it is. We don't need demonstrations. Thank you.
Oh, but this is how I try to do it.
I appreciate that. I do value it, but we would appreciate just a bit of an explanation for right now. She kind
of just bums down and lowers her neck, lowers her shoulders. She seems a bit upset about this. She says, "This is the carved ivory music box," and she places it onto the pedestal once again. And if you were to rotate it, well, there would be sounds of waving and screaming. And that's because the box holds thousands of souls from people from another world.
That is very terrifying, yes.
Well, the rulers of this town, the rulers of those people, they made a pact with the powers from the Nine Hells that their nation will rule the world for 1,000 years, and afterwards, all the native souls will be property of an archdevil. When the 1,000 years ended, the nation's most powerful wizards tried to protect the souls by binding them within the box. And the souls have remained there for millennia, without physical form and driven to madness.
Yeah, it seems better to keep it closed for now until...
It is scary, but they don't really escape or anything. They just kind of scream and
Yeah,
know?
loud screaming noises doesn't seem like a thing we want.
I'll put the glass box back. Who is standing closer to her?
I don't know.
I suppose Kavan, since she asked him if he wanted to see.
She reaches out a hand for you so she can grab you and pull you to the next thing. Do you allow the touch? Or are you like, oh shit, no?
He'll allow it.
As she grabs your hand or whatever. It can be your wrist or something. It doesn't necessarily need to be your hand. She grabs whatever she can reach, either the part of the plate armor or your arm or your hand, up to you. And she begins pulling you towards the next exposition. And she goes up to the one in the middle, and she says, "This one is a dodecahedron. It is forged from adamantine, and it has strange, unreadable runes. I don't know what they mean, but I know where it comes from." For reference, it's about an apple-sized 12-sided die.
Unreadable even with magic.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
He asked her if it was unreadable even with magic.
I don't know. I don't do magic. I can't read it.
Could,
Just that's weird shapes.
could I have a look, perhaps? I'm curious.
Yeah. And she opens up the platform. Sorry, the like little glass door, and she removes this cushion with the item on top, and she holds it out for you.
And the Monas will use his third eye to comprehend, that he can read any language, if it is a language.
Mhm. The third eye, it is a school of divination, and you can read any language. It is not a language.
Yeah, I was afraid of that. Oh well.
Do casting magic stuff. Gonna see magic.
You don't.
Yeah, it takes 10 minutes, so it's probably only going to get after you actually see the full exposition. This is being really quick. It's probably been like 3 minutes.
So you don't know what it does.
I don't know what it does, but and you can see that the other sister is currently still hiding behind the vast pedestal, just peeking through. She seems really scared or nervous or whatever could be happening to her. She's like behind the vast pedestal and just peeking with her head out. But the talkative sister says, "I don't know what it does, but I know where it came from. This." Oh, go ahead.
It doesn't seem to be readable by magic.
See? It's unreadable.
No.
And
where did it come from?
Well, This is the last item, the only remaining object from a world that was swallowed by its sun.
Mm. That is okay.
Pretty cool, right?
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Interesting.
Lutheria seems to like very grim trinkets.
If even if he can't read it because of the sort of the unreadable letters or whatever they are, would Endemonas know if they have magical meanings, these runes or carvings or whatever they are?
They are alien to you.
Okay. Cool.
If this is magic, it's no magic that you understand.
Yep. Sure.
What's in the last case?
You want to see? There's two more items.
Oh yes, show us, please.
She begins. She grabs your hand again and pulls you towards the next one. And you see in front of you a mask that seems to be made out of mithril. It is a very intricate mask, almost like a porcelain doll mask. Except not as creepy, more like a very beautiful elven woman. So, well, this mask is made of mithril, and whoever wears it sees the world in a different way.
I wore a mask until recently, and now with it off, I see the world in a different way. Strange.
Really? Maybe we can add your mask to the collection.
Oh, I'm afraid it's gone for good.
Oh.
But well,
Oh, it's okay.
how
We would have to sign the paperwork anyways. Make sure that there's a check made to
I
see if
see.
it's valid and important and really special in magic.
Well, how does one see the world differently with this mask? I mean, what
Oh,
way?
you want to try it?
I don't know if that's wise.
I promise it's not cursed.
Hmm.
We're going with the better safe than sorry approach for a moment.
Vit yells out, "Oh, don't judge anything till I'm done." Okay, well, when you put this mask on, you see the world in the most beautiful way imagined.
Well, that's
No matter what you're looking at it, it's always beautiful.
I see. That's a bit less grim than the last two.
Out of character, have any of you guys played Bioshock? One or two?
Nope.
Any Bioshocks 2?
Not
Go on.
Okay, Vith, you know what I'm talking about then, yes? Yeah, exactly. There is a scene in Bioshock 2 where you play as one of the Vito sisters, and you see everything in rainbows and colorful and happiness. Everything is completely pristine and beautiful, while the actual setting of the game is absolutely fucking disturbing as fuck.
Nice.
Yeah, if you play that way, happy few, it's like joy. Yeah. But, well, and there's one more item.
Well,
This one actually requires you to focus on it for a while for it to work. And as she goes over to the next one, says, well, this one is a platinum coin. And as you can see, and she grabs it and shows you both sides. There's the head of a dragon stamped on one side. And on the opposite side, there is a dragon's tail.
Then why do you need to focus on it? What does it do?
Well, So if you were to look at this coin, it doesn't look magic, but if you attune to it and then you flip it, it always lands on the face that you wish for it to land on.
Good for a bit of back alley betting deception.
Yeah. And she places it back onto the small cushioned pillow, puts it on top, closes the little bar. And she looks towards you and says, well, that's it for the exposition. Thank you for watching.
Oh, well, thank you for showing us, and be careful with those things,
Oh, no, wait, there's one more.
Oh, yes, what about that? And Kavan points toward the quill.
Okay. You go over to the quill, which is the last item on this exposition, and it is next to where the other child is hiding behind the pedestal, and he says, "Well, this is a phoenix feather writing quill."
Phoenix of a feather. Phoenix would be a very rare thing.
Does anyone know of the Codex of the Infinite Planes?
Do we?
Like an arcana?
No idea.
I don't believe that I do. Tell us more.
She says, well, the Codex of Infinite Planes is a magical artifact that is an enormous tome. It has access to some of the most powerful spells in existence.
Well, that sounds fairly remarkable, but what's its connection to the quill?
This quill was what was used to write the original one.
I see.
And on top of that, anyone that is writing with this quill will have very beautiful handwriting and can write in any language.
Oh no.
That would be very useful for writing such an important book.
For that 23 Arcana check and the bonus, you have heard something about this. Out of character, this item has been abandoned in this edition. There's no 5e strand block of this item, the Codex of Infinite Planes, but it is very much a major artifact, somewhere close to the same level as a Sphere of Annihilation, or like in terms of craziness.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
In previous editions, the Codex of Infinite Planes is something that can cast spells such as Astral Projection, Banishment, Gate, Create Greater Damage Plane, Create Planar Ally, Planar Binding, Plane Shift, Soulbind. And there is a table that is a Codex Catastrophe.
Yeah.
Do you use some of the abilities of the Codex of Infinite Planes? It requires a spellcraft check. And the DC is ridiculously high.
Mm-hmm.
Failing this check would result in a Codex Catastrophe. And it can be stuff that is so crazy, such as wiping out the magic in an area for miles.
Yeah,
It can be
bad.
so bad that you would literally just die from breathing it. It can be so bad that if you were to have a catastrophe, you could be hit by a meteor swarm.
Okay.
It could be
Well-
so bad that if you were to have a catastrophe, gravity would be reversed for alpha mile with no uppermost limit. You would just find yourself going to space, floating forever towards the sun. Warning stuff, yes. And supposedly what they are saying is that this quill was what wrote it.
It seems like even though it might give you beautiful handwriting, it is connected to an item that could bring more destruction than maybe even this sphere we are carrying with us for now. Not sure if there's any power still in that feather, though. On the other hand, it might be a nice souvenir for Kira to improve her terrible handwriting.
Or it might be why the book is, I suppose you would say, cursed? I don't know.
Kira says,
Kira's not here, right?
I might not be here for a very long time, but I'm always listening, I'm always around. You forgot about that? I did not enjoy that comment. And now if you know that I trained very hard on my handwriting. She wasn't when you vote. Yeah, you better.
That.
Plus, everyone knows that the coolest magic ability, that is the most random and most fun, is the one-off wonders, not the so-called codex.
Does
Codex is
Kira
more
say
random.
this, or does
Yes.
one of the? Okay.
This is the Kira says one.
Well, now, don't hurt the feelings of our hosts. They've been very nice.
Lot of smiles.
I have no opinion on your roasts, and with that, she disappears. With your detect magic is about to end at this moment.
Out of character, I want to roll the dodecahedron.
Yeah, probably don't actually want to. You know.
As you finish casting the detect magic, the detect magic opens up, seeing enhancing magic everywhere. This place is magical by nature, and for a moment it completely blinds you. As you close your eyes and begin getting used to the brightness, you begin to filter the magic that is in the air itself, in the water itself. You begin filtering the magic, and you can focus a bit more intently on how the spell is supposed to be used. You realize that the only item here that does not detect as magic is the platinum coin. The girls themselves do indeed seem to detect as magic, as illusion magic.
So the coin is not magic. So the coin is bullshit.
You don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, they supposedly...
Coin, so I think for now. I think our main focus is to find the armor room and get it.
Yes, these things could be intended as distractions on purpose.
And should we prevail, I think coming back and finding this stuff would be in order if we have the option. But for the moment, I don't think it's worth it.
Well, on the other hand, touching is not a common thing to do in musea.
The little girl nods and says, well, it's a special museum. So I can touch stuff. And she opens up the the glass door and removes the coin and flips it, grabs it, places it back on the cushion.
Hmm.
Did it land on it? On which side did it land?
Out.
Okay.
Well, you guys want to hear the exposition? You guys want to see the exposition again? I can start from the beginning.
Oh no, you did wonderfully the first time. No, we're very happy. Thank you.
Oh, okay. In that case, the gift shop is that way. And she points to the end of the corridor.
Well, wonderful. And can we get to the other exposition that way?
Yeah. If you get the door on the gift shop and then open the door directly in front of it, you'll get to the other exposition.
Oh well, thank you very much. You're very good curators.
Q, you're a very good visitor.
Well, I
So,
try.
are you saying the gift shop is on the other side of this wall?
On the other side of this wall.
And what would be on the other side of this wall?
Not sure. I think that's the way up.
Forgive my ignorance, but isn't the armor what you want? It's on the other side. Just through the gift shop, apparently.
No, you're not using doors. No. If you don't use doors, I think you can go anywhere. You could
We
even
could
go
just-
there.
We could just get through this wall.
But why don't you just go around?
We could
Yeah,
just
I'm
go
good
through
going
the,
for a round.
Yes, we could just go through the gift shop.
Let's give you a shot.
The little girl says, well, if you open the door on the wall, then there will be a draft.
And the more we tear the ship apart, the less likely it is to stay afloat.
Isn't that a good
Importantly, there will be a draft. And this room has the exact qualities of humidity and temperature in order to preserve the magical items. If you open up a wall, it might ruin them.
Oh well. Well,
And the bonus slowly moves around the corner, hearing that about the specific temperature and stuff, considering he just broke this wall down earlier with the sphere here to the outside.
Yeah, I say we go back through the hallway and go to the armory up the top.
The door, indeed.
Well, I know that, but if you open up this one as well, there will be a draft.
she'd like us to go through the gift shop, is what I think she's trying to tell us.
But I have no particular desire to go to the gift shop. Especially if someone wants me to go that way.
I'll be honest, I lied. There's no gift shop.
Oh, well, that's very admirable of you to admit that.
I've been asking Lutheria for a gift shop all the time, but she doesn't want one.
What if we consider this the gift shop?
What would be the gift shop? This room?
This place.
No,
mean,
this is
could
the
be-
museum.
You could be the owner of the gift shop.
Well, this is a museum. The items are very important, so you can't take them.
Well, you could always set up a little stand, over here in the corner.
Oh, yeah. I could do that.
But for now,
Well,
you have
yeah.
armor to get, don't you?
We have things to attend to. By all means, get started on that table for the gift shop. That's a fantastic idea.
Okay.
Hopefully we'll see you again later.
Bye.
Goodbye.
She goes up to Isaac for a handshake. Thank you for visiting.
Rather than handshake, I'll give her a nice little bow. Don't need to touch.
She gives a little curtsy.
All right, time to go.
She smiles. Bye.
Goodbye. And Kavan lifts a hand and moves along.
Which way? You mean this way or back?
I say back up.
Yes, I believe we're going that way.
Alright. All the way over here?
Yevers.
Very well. You cross the corridor, make your way to the other end. And there is a
Like a
door.
doorway.
Once again. You just
Maybe we should be careful with this one. The armor is inside.
Sphere go brr.
If the armor is inside here, should we just make sure the room behind us is not filled with enemies, so there is no possibility of getting ambushed from behind?
Valid. Game. Crack the wall open right around here, maybe.
Sorry, what's that perception check for? And where were you saying that you were going to open the door? To the door to the right. As you listen to the door to the right, you hear a voice on the other end. It seems a bit like a shrieking voice, but not. It doesn't seem to be screaming. The creature, whatever it is, says, "Oh, they better not do it."
I have a feeling she's talking about the sphere somehow.
As you're listening into the door, you begin hearing footsteps come towards you, and the doorknob rotate. As the door opens towards the side, assuming you guys don't stop her. Can you let the door open?
Yeah, I guess.
Sure.
As the door opens, you see in front of you a sight that you have seen only once before, and it was not on good standing last time. You see, as the door opens, whoever is close to the door sees that the room itself is lavishly appointed, and each individual piece of decor is breathtaking in this artistry. The styles are so varied that they combine to create an overall impression of discordant opulence. There are two women within this room, red feathered wings on their backs. One is polishing a suit of heavy black armor, while the other one examines the bowstring of a great long bow. You see in front of you two of the Erinyes. The shrieking voice says, "Please don't break in. I'll be very nice. I have to stay here for a while, you know? Come on in if you wish."
Well, no need to destroy the wall if they're just going to let us walk in.
This is true.
Yes, it
Oh.
isn't.
What are you doing in this room? Why are you here?
You know who we are?
I don't know. Do we know who they are? We've seen them once before, but that
I
isn't.
certainly know who you are.
I'm afraid I'm not from this world. I am not familiar with you, no.
In
We're
that case, pleasure to meet you. We are the Erden, yes. We are the enforcers of the oaths that are sworn in this land.
Yeah, that's right.
What
Ah,
what happened to Helios?
Oh, we don't talk about that here. We're on our day off, after all.
hmm.
We can leave job for when job is, we can leave the job for our work hours.
Hmm.
Well, I definitely appreciate off day myself. If you mean us no harm, we mean you no harm. We have broken no oaths, so I don't see why we
Yes,
should have any
I
different.
believe one of you was very close to breaking an oath. And she stares at Tal. Yes, you managed to just out of it by a tiny bit. I'm very impressed. Looking forward to coming to get you.
Kavan sort of interrupts with a more pleasant note. I just recently swore my first oath. It was very nice.
Oh, right. Make sure to not break it, or we're going to have to kill you.
Ah, well, that's wonderful.
Right. So you came to visit Lutheria, yes? She should be above.
Yeah,
We'll
sure.
If
we have a couple of stops to make first, but
can I propose something? Just to make sure you won't intervene with our dealings with Lutheria.
I'm not going to swear any oaths to you now. We are not sided with Lutheria, and that's all that it takes. If Lutheria requires our services, and she swears the appropriate oaths, or appropriate oaths are broken, we will be there. I shall not promise anything regarding that.
No, I'm curious if Lutheria's promised any oaths of herself.
She has promised many oaths in her time, but those are private information.
Hmm. So what
You
is it?
see, I swore an oath to not reveal the oaths of others.
So what is it you do here at the moment? Do you take care of her treasures like the others?
Not at all. This is where some of us sleep for the night,
Hmm.
or the day, or whenever we're off schedule. There is many more of us other than us two.
Ah, I
As you
could.
can see, this room is quite well decorated and comfortable. The furnishings themselves are incredibly valuable.
I couldn't help but notice, well, the armor and the bow. They're both very, very lovely.
Part of the work uniform.
well, your day off and you have no particular role in the fight either way. If you would mind just leaving us to ourselves, and we'll leave you to yourselves, and hopefully everything will be fine in a little bit, and you can go about your day. Feel a
I
little bit better.
certainly hope so. Thank you for stopping by, and thank you for not destroying our wall. That would be very negative.
Understandable. Oh, it's definitely a bit.
Rude is a way to put it. Try to not get any guts anywhere close to our walls, please.
We will do our best. The sphere tends to be a bit bloodless, but destructive in other ways. But we will do our best.
Oh, speaking of which, I see the sphere that you have on you. That is quite impressive. Did you fist the Ultravox, Thorit?
We definitely had some encounters to manage to wrangle the sphere.
Impressive.
He was
Do
very dedicated to his task.
do we know if these things are sort of omniscient, or
Pretty close, yeah. Pretty close to you.
Kind of
Okay.
have to be
Omniscient.
for enforcement.
They are the enforcing of the rules of this van, so they have to be.
yeah, but I thought maybe they are magically bound to oaths specifically, but they are omniscient in general, basically.
That is basically what they are. Yes, they are magically bound to oaths, but if someone that has a oath gets killed or something, they would know about it. And the you don't want that one.
Okay.
I think we're good to let them go about their business and head into the armory.
Well, I hope we never see each other again. That would be good news.
Oh, well,
For all of us.
Actually,
Indeed.
interesting question. Just curious. Would we break any oaths if we were to, say, battle Lutheria and perhaps win?
Only if you have assistance from that girl over there. And she points towards Kira.
I think that's pretty unlikely considering history in the past with our fights, so we should be fine.
Kira says, I've been good. I have been nowhere close to breaking anything.
Well,
And the Arinia says, I'm glad.
well, thank you for your time. We'll leave you be, and you get your rest.
You are not under guest rights, no, unless you accept her. Unless you sit around the table and were to partake on a meal, you would not be under guests, yes, no? You might have been invited, but no meal was shared, as such. Not all of the causes have been established yet. You bow, they give a nod of respect as you walk out.
Pretty much.
Well then, this is it, I believe. I perhaps would be careful with the sphere on this one. You don't want to destroy what you've been looking for so long.
Alright, in that case, I suppose. Hell, will you do the honors?
Well, we don't want to actually destroy the armor by accident. So yeah, a little bit of caution rather than... But once we figure out the armor isn't necessarily on the side of the wall right here, we can, go for it. But we should probably figure that out first. We don't want to destroy our advantage before we even get there. So if you would be so kind.
What's that? As the squeezing wormling strikes at the not a wormling right now. As the squeezing dragon strikes at the door, the it connects with the door. Roll damage. Oh, sorry, that was an athletics check. Since you used the word claws, I thought it was an attack. No, okay, it was an athletics check. The door is closed but not locked, and as the dragon gives it a shoulder check, the door opens, and right in front of you, you see 4 creatures. These ones not having any trouble to hide their look. You have probably not seen these creatures before, but you recognize them nonetheless as servants of Lutheria. You see that in front of you, this room appears to be an armory. It is guarded by 4 wild-eyed men who ignore your arrival and are muttering incomprehensibly to themselves. These men are not necessarily men, but creatures with the face of a jackal. They are all wearing long robes and seem to be just muttering wildly. They seem to be muttering all sorts of insignificant words. You can't quite get a ear on what they are saying. There are 4 items, however, that are hanging from the skeletal hands that emerge from the walls on this room. There is a great axe, a great sword, a shield, and a set of plate armor. The jackal were do not do any effort to stop you, and as you break through the door, the jackal looks towards the source of the sound, yet continues muttering these words, these incomprehensible words. It seems very clear that this creature is mad.
And Kavan waves a gauntleted hand in front of the closest one to see if there's any reaction at all.
There is a very little reaction. It seems like the eyes follow the gauntlet for just a second as it continues muttering the words.
Well,
It doesn't seem to be responsive in a way that you get its attention or anything, but it does look at the gauntlet for a bit.
well, some sort of curse of Lutheria's? I don't know. Seems too coincidental that they're here.
I have a feeling that if we try and disturb any of the items, we might have a bit of trouble with them. Otherwise, they'll probably leave us alone before that. We should, if you wouldn't mind, the detecting magic again, just to double check that these are in fact what we might be looking for.
The detect magic is still up, and all 4 of the items show powerful magic.
Do the 4 dudes? Sorry. Do the 4 dudes also have a magic aura of any sorts?
Not necessary, no. They are currently under no magical effects.
Okay.
Well, I suppose there's only one way to find out if it's a trap, and it would be to touch one of these items. Speaking of, shameful that I don't know if I truly do have the heart of a god now, but what's the curse exactly?
You don't know.
No, I'm asking the others.
They don't know either. No,
Oh.
I'm saying you don't know to the party. They don't know what the curse is. You are not completely aided, most likely insanity. But
Supposedly, if Lutheria hits anything wielded or is hit by anything of these cursed items, it would drive her mad in some way.
Yes, they were definitely a necessary thing. Now, I am ready to help break a curse should something take someone as soon as you touch it. So, whoever
If this
wants
is
to get started, I can definitely make sure they won't suffer anything too nasty right away.
if this is, well, if the Lutheria I met was sane, then I would hate to see her after touching the armor. That's all I can say.
Yeah, this is what you know. Thank you, Andamonus. This is the information you've earned through the use of Vegenvar, if I'm not mistaken.
And
Yeah.
and some other and the Sphinx, and the Sphinx I think also gave some information.
Yes, it probably would be a good idea to figure out what to do with them, just in case they are some sort of guardians.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Tie him up with rope for the moment.
Who's doing that?
That's a good question. Somebody stronger than me.
I guess Asterius can do it. Would this party be unbalanced without Asterius?
We wouldn't have any tank-ish.
Yeah.
You would have someone in every army, which would be
Me.
Kavan.
And
No, Asterius should be here. Asterius should be here. Especially because we're probably not getting to Lutheria this session, and he'll probably be back next time.
and
So
you've
yes,
got-
let's have Asterius
Yeah.
here. In that case, Asterius is indeed here with you, yes. He asks, do I just grab them?
I would say just grab one and we'll tie them up and see how it goes from there. If they resist, then we know what to deal with in other ones. And we might have to deal with all four, but we'll deal with that depending on what happens with the first one. So I'd say give it a shot. Also a possibility, but let's try just tying them up first.
As Asterius pulls out the rope and begins attempting to tie up the jackalware. As soon as it makes contact with it, the jackalware tries to bite at Asterius.
So, no, I don't.
Did any of the other ones seem to react, or is it just that one?
Nope, just that one.
Perfect.
I don't think they're entirely unaware. It did look at my gauntlet. It just didn't seem to do anything about it.
As it tries to bite at Asterius' arm, Asterius quickly pulls the arm out of the way and restrains the creature easily enough. They do not have enough strength to contest an athletics check by Asterius. Ties him up completely.
Let's do that with the other three.
He looks over at it and says, "Are these bites contagious?"
We can
And he
take
goes-
care of that. Don't
And
worry
he goes
about
over
that.
to the next one. Once again, pulling an attack out of the jackalware in response. I think you guys are familiar with these creatures.
Well,
we?
like I said, should we have any bites to deal with or a cursed item, I can definitely take care of that. So let's get them tied up so it's not an issue going forward when we deal with the items.
I believe I could help as well. So yes, let's get them safely out of the way before we touch anything.
So next attack against Asterius. This is restrained.
Tied up. Next.
That's it.
Uh-oh.
B4 plus 2 points of piercing damage. Towards Asterius. Put his token down so I can keep track of the HP. -4. Oh, sorry, -6. And restrained. Next one. It's -5. All of the creatures are restrained, no longer able to make attacks properly. The story seems to overwhelm them quite easily. Can't save on the bites. It is not on the stat.
Sweet.
Well done.
All right, who wants to grab something?
Well, I suppose I could volunteer. Try and touch the armor.
All right. All right. As a reminder, nothing stops you from all using the same, from using one person from using multiple items. But as a reminder, the items are plate mail of vulnerability. Sorry, it's a plate mail. There is. Wait, what type of plate mail is it? Hold on, that's not a list. It is. Where's my list?
I can technically wear plate mail, but I do not have the strength to wear plate mail. But I could use the shield, theoretically.
Oh, there it is. It's on the description. There's a great axe, there's a great sword, there's a shield, and there's a set of plate.
Well,
Yes, there is a shield.
Yep.
Well, why don't we just try starting with a touch and see what happens? Huh?
Metaling. The shield is not metal.
Ooh. Nice. That's a druid shield.
The shield
Oh, boy.
itself, the shield itself seems to be round and have. It seems to be kind of like those Viking shields, completely round, and it has bunch of. It has a bunch of. It's made of wood. It's round, and it has a bunch of marks on it that seem to be where arrows had once stuck against it. Kavan, as you go over and touch the armor, first of all, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, a wisdom saving throw.
The DC is 15, so that's a success.
Ooh.
As you touch the armor, you begin feeling your hand being. You have advantage on this, don't you? Because of Hero's Feast.
Oh yes,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
true. I do.
So 18.
18. All right, but now with 18, you succeed against the madness because as you touch the armor, you feel it entering your mind. Just a tiny bit of the madness of Lutheria made material. As you touch it, you resist the effect. Already heard you might not have known Lutheria for a very long time, but already heard enough that you know how to deal with it mentally. Yet you are thrust with a choice, because as you touch the armor, you are thrust with a choice that you can let go of your own armor in order to build this. But that would unequip your own armor. It is a matter of 6 seconds for this thing to be on. Your armor would simply be stripped apart into pieces right onto the ground. Serviceable pieces, right? It's not broken or anything, but it would just completely get out of you would be completely out of your plate armor and be replaced with whatever this plate armor is. Do you accept?
Well, in the moment that he's overcome the curse, he accepts, just in case.
All right. The plate mail fits onto you, and it fits perfectly. It seems to adjust to your body as it does. You have now one of the items that are set to defeat Lutheria. Plate armor.
Kavan peers down at this new armor and he says, I apologize for presuming, but these things are very cursed, and Well, if you overcome it, you have to make a choice quickly as to whether you want to keep it.
Well, considering the fight ahead, we'll probably want to keep everything that doesn't totally overcome us, so not the worst decision to have to make, but good to know. Would you care to try with the shield?
Well, perhaps
Let's do it, by all
yes,
means.
yes, we should each have something if we can. So neat.
By the way, roll me a d3, Kavan. You have resistance to slashing.
Nice.
Ooh.
This, as you go and touch
Well, that's
the shield, the same effect seems to go towards you. You feel the presence of Lutheria entering your mind, the madness, and you win against it. Not even a moment of hesitation. You're immediately attuned to the shield. By the way, these items are attunement, so if you have more than 3 attunements, you are automatically unattuned of one of your items. This, you have resistance from damage from ranged weapon attacks.
Nice.
Are these just normal sets of plate armor, but with these qualities?
Yes.
Okay.
Who is running the... so now we have... Asterius is getting one of the items, obviously. He's probably going for the Great Axe.
That would be my
Great Axe or Great Sword, there's not too much of a difference.
I mean, he already has an axe. Could probably go for the sword.
Yeah, but he needs to... He needs to... You guys want to take them all, right? That's the idea. Yeah.
That's the plan.
Right, better if each of us has something.
Great Axe or Great Sword? Doesn't matter, right? Or
Not really. Gotta flip a coin, really.
I think he's been using the axe, so he's going to go for the Great Axe.
There we go.
Instead of the Axe of Sander, he's going to go for the Great Axe. He gets to make a Wisdom save. And succeeds with a natural 20.
Nice.
Damn.
He is now attuned to the Great Axe.
That might put him one over, so he might need to swap it out for something else.
I don't think he's attuned to anything else except for the rod.
I think he might be attuned to the belt, the Rod of Worldly Might,
Belt.
the Axe of Sander. He's going to remove the Rod of Worldly Might.
For the moment. I mean, it's not like he's throwing it away or anything.
Yeah. And he's getting this item instead. A +1 to it. Oh, and his hit point maximum is increased.
Nice.
4 by 13. I can wield the sword, but will struggle to use it.
Yeah, I can't use it. Otherwise, I'd take. Anybody else see this?
Do you guys have anyone else with strength? I mean, we have Vizius here. Let me check Vizius' stats. Vizius has a -1 to strength.
Kavan has 16, but I don't want to take two things if we can spread them around.
If you can use it and it doesn't knock something out that you need, go for it. Because I can't use it. I don't think anybody can really effectively use it. If you can use it, then better to have it on the battlefield with, using two things rather than, being one short.
Which item is it?
It is a great sword.
Well, I can use it, but I have
Oh, wait. Well, if Hell has...
I have the glaive, so...
It's a nerf,
Yeah.
yes, but it's a weakness.
Well, if Hell has 0 items attuned, can you use it to attune to it, or... Because if not, then...
You could attune to it, I guess. Just wouldn't be very good at using it. What's your strength, though?
I would have to unattune from an item, but...
sorry.
Not a negative. That's pretty good. Yeah, if you can actually use it, even if it's just there and you're not necessarily, swinging it around. If we need to swing it around, we'll figure something out to make you nice and powerful with it, but I would say give it a go.
Oh, and as it says on the description, fickle items. Attacks from Lutheria against the items might make her go insane herself. That is on Andabonis' notes. So even if you are not to use it, you could potentially have it as a defense.
Nice.
On the other hand, they are fickle, so they might also break.
Yeah, but, it still might serve its purpose, so...
Hey, definitely.
Success!
That is a success. You grab the weapon, and it is a +1. Very good, very good, very good. You guys got all of the armaments from the Arm of Armaments. You are immediately attuned to it. You immediately get rid of the other gear if you have it. Place it into your inventories, but you are not using it. You guys have the items, and it seems that no one has stopped you yet. No one has stopped you from equipping them. No one seems to be coming for you.
I think it might be time to go upstairs and work our way there to see what Lutheria is up to, since we're now appropriately attired.
Indeed, it seems to be the only way left to go.
They said
Through the wall?
whatever lies beyond this wall leads upstairs.
Oh, sounds like we need a way into this wall, so after you.
So Endemonas will use the sphere to open this wall, basically.
All right. As you open that
We'd like to make
passage with the Sphere of Annihilation, it opens up easily enough, and inside you see that although similar in size to most of the ships at their chambers, the emptiness of this room makes it appear much larger. There is nothing on this room but the beautiful golden chair at the center of the room. I shall remove the dynamic lightning. Reveal. That didn't work.
You're using Fog of War. Not sure.
You see the golden chair right in the middle of the room. It is indeed magic. It seems to have the same style of magic that the air itself has, but more concentrated.
Perhaps.
Do we swing the orb through that as we make another doorway?
Mm-hmm. And assuming this is some sort of throne Lutheria uses or something, Endemonas will just use the sphere to destroy whatever this throne is.
As you send the sphere towards towards this chair, the sphere bounces against it and comes back.
Definitely don't sit in the chair.
I was not even aware of this. Okay.
Perhaps a greater artifact than the sphere?
This is something we should indeed not sit in or even
Sure.
probably.
Go too near. I'd say make the door over here.
Yeah. All right. What the fuck?
As you make a door right next to the door, you see another corridor.
That's how we roll.
If this allows me to reveal the
Behind
area,
a big sphere of death.
reveal areas. Okay, polygon reveal. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. That's worried. That's worried.
I think we want to go over here, so I would say just
Yeah,
keep going
just
straight ahead.
yeah. Remove just the wall opposite that we were destroying already.
All right, you remove the door to the opposite from where you are at. And the chamber is dimly lit by a single torch. There are 5 beds here, each occupied by a sleeping form. Yet, as the wall begins getting destroyed, the people who are asleep scream. You see inside there are 2 dryads and 3 female satyrs. They are scared as fuck. They are cowering, trying to hide, scampering, just making a lot of ruckus.
No need to panic. No need to panic. We'll be on our way. You're fine.
Wrong door once again, or wall. Oh well.
If any of you could point us towards the stairs up, we will be on our way, and you can go back to ignoring us.
As they hear the screams, you hear the door to the left of you, or to your right, this one, open up, and from the inside comes another woman. She seems to be wearing a chef's hat. She seems to have oven mitts on, and she looks at you all and says, "What's all this ruckus?"
Well, we're just trying to find our way upstairs, and we seem to be a bit lost.
She removes the oven mitts and throws them back into the kitchen and says, "And you're destroying the walls as you're doing this?
No, not destroying, removing.
Remodeling?"
A bit, yes. But we would like to know the way upstairs, please.
It's the door at the end of the corridor.
Thank you. We'll be on our way.
And Amonas moves the sphere through the door, and he takes this wall with him, so the dragons will have an easy way to move through this corridor.
The screams of panic from the people inside this room, these non-combatants who are here, the concerts of the people here, they are panicking as the Sphere of Annihilation wrecks through the wall. These people all begin running this way, screaming as they do. You break through the door, and you see another door open. Sorry. And from the same open door come out 3 jackal wearers. These ones not under the disguise. These ones not seem to be uttering madness. And they are standing right next to the woman with the chef's hat. And says, She looks towards the Jackalware and says, it seems we have guests, so let's prepare a bigger feast. And they go back and they like, all right, and go back inside to the kitchen and begin preparing a feast for more people than what they expected.
And Kavan,
Well, we can pass on that, so let's go upstairs.
Kavan pauses for a second after seeing the jackal weirs, and he says, the other ones probably tried to touch the armaments.
Likely.
As you open through the passage wall, as you said, you find a staircase leading upwards. And you are now, above this place, it is right underneath the lush greenery of the ship's deck. You find yourself in a long, dark hallway. The walls and the floors are lined with countless humanoid skulls. The skulls are just staring at you with dead eyes.
Right?
Does
You guys enter
anyone,
this room?
does anyone
Yeah.
wish to talk to these skulls, or should I just remove them before they are revived? If you know what I mean.
They do not seem to be magic. Yet this room itself irradiates magic in a much stronger sense than any of the other rooms.
I'd prefer not to have the undead chase us from behind if we go upstairs. Sure, but I do not wish to destroy anything that other people might want to use, in a way. I mean, you do have ways to talk with those beyond, as he looks at Ezek. Or
Nope. Not right.
in that case, I'll just remove these skulls and bones and such before they might haunt us.
As the Sphere of Annihilation begins making its way towards the bones, as you walk into the room itself, you feel your mind seem to remove these skulls with the Sphere of Annihilation for what seems to be hours. Bring the Sphere of Annihilation towards the skulls. The skulls begin getting removed into nothing, screams echoing into your mind. Every touch of the Sphere of Annihilation just seems to make time move slower and slower. You seem to be stuck, almost as if in a frenzy of remodeling. The time seems to slow down considerably when you are in this room. And this affects everyone at once.
How long have we been here? As he finishes with the removing of skulls and bones.
I don't know.
Nor do I. You're onward.
Yes, if you're not inside the room, time seems to flow differently for you. It seems to go at normal pace. Yet for looking at it from the outside, it seems that everything is okay in there. It doesn't seem like anything is happening. Like you see animals use the orb to destroy the skulls. You hear the same shrieks. Yet time doesn't seem to slow down for him. You don't even see him bothered about it.
Well, just wait for the skulls to be destroyed and go in.
Were we here all this time?
Hasn't been that long.
It feels like I've been working for hours remodeling here.
There are just more and more skulls with the sphere. As you touch the skulls with the sphere, it seems like whatever you get one, another one replaces it, and another one, and another one. It seems like you are digging deep into the skulls themselves, yet there's just more and more coming.
This might be some kind of trick.
Very likely.
So
Let's make
tiring.
an excellent point. We can make our own entrance upstairs pretty easily. So, let's just do that.
As you wish. And Anemones will move the orb back into this room. So if we fall, we probably fall onto soft beds. And he'll move the orb up above.
As you move the orb from the room with the beds upwards, the breeze, roots, earth seem to be coming down towards the room. You hear music from the upstairs. You're laughing, you hear screaming, you hear cheering, you hear drinking. You seem to be right under a place where a party is happening.
Sounds like she's celebrating her arrival.
Yeah, I think it's time to crash the party.
Did that work? You guys see it now?
Oh, there above. Yeah, we can see the whole ship now.
Good.
So did we make a hole right underneath these people?
Yeah.
Yep.
As Lutheria goes over to the edge and looks down where you're at, she says, "Oh, you could have just used the stairs here now. After all, I invited you here. That's quite
That's
rude
all right.
of you." As these people fell into the hole, right onto the comfy beds below, you see two types of creatures. One of them is something called a Vamia, which is some sort. No, not snake people. It seems to be similar to a centaur, but instead with a lion underbody. Yeah.
Cool.
They look like this. So can I put it into a vendor? Save image.
Interesting.
Cool. Freaky.
As one of them fell down into the room below, she seems to be quite drunk, along with the goatlings who probably have died from falling. And she seems to be quite drunk and tries to get up into her forepaws, and she asks for the hand to get back up from whoever is closest up. Oh yeah, they could have. That's a very good point. They could have fell down into the sphere. Yeah, they would fall down into the sphere because they wouldn't fall unless you're absolutely right. Never mind that. No need to help because as the sphere zaps the floor under them. The creatures above just fall down, and with a scream, they get struck by the Sphere of Annihilation, and their body begins vanishing in a matter of seconds. Necrosis collects the leg, disappears. Collects the lower body, disappears. Collects the torso, disappears, and you just see the look of pain in their faces as the whole body is consumed by it. Says Lutheria. Come on up, then. Come on up. As you guys climb up, you see that this entire vessel is covered with lush greenery that obscures details of its deck and hides any crew who might be on board. The strange garden's vibrant colors stand out in stark contrast against the murky grays of the Nether Sea, a chaotic mix of scents, pleasant, revolting, exotic, drift from the abundant flora. As you see the room, you see that the courtyard itself is filled with goatlings and fey creatures, engaged in drunken revelry. At the center of the crowd, a beautiful giant-sized woman lounges on an ornate throne. Most of the revelers are so intoxicated that they even fail to notice the presence of the Sphere of Annihilation, of the ground breaking beneath their feet. Most of them seem to be completely taken over by the revelry. They are completely intoxicated, but the black-eyed woman, on the other hand, immediately locks eyes on you. She says, "Ah, the heroes of the prophecy. I suppose you have come to kill me. Ah, it would be very boring. Would you prefer to join the festivities?" And despite the cup of wine in her hand, the woman's voice remains sober, but her eyes brim with madness.
Well,
I think we're okay with joining the revelry. We came for other things that are a bit more serious. So, for now, I think we'll pass, but thank you for the offer.
when last I spoke with you, you said that you wished to meet me, and Kavan places his hand over where his heart would be.
Vith, as you say, I would rather just burn everything. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Uh-oh.
She says, "Now, sweetie, the grown-ups are talking." And with a flick of her hand, your lips you shut.
Well, damn.
Considering her
No.
sort of dream state things, are Isaac's lips shut for everyone to see, or just for himself?
Everyone to see, yeah.
Okay.
As, please carry on. What were you saying?
I was saying I believed you wished to meet me, or so you said when last we spoke. And again, Kavan indicates his heart with his hand.
The arrow flies towards Lutheria. You have disadvantage on that attack. That's... Yeah. You have disadvantage on this attack because you are cursed. She's not surprised. She knew exactly what was happening. You are cursed. I can now reveal to you that you are cursed by the Berserker Axe. Sorry, no, that's not it. You are cursed by Yes, the Sword of Vengeance. You are unwilling to part with this sword. Keep it at your person at all times. While attuned to this weapon, you have disadvantage on attack rolls made with weapons other than this one. As the natural one goes by her, he looks at Yarrow. And she says, "Oh, we're doing that already? I mean, before we discuss business, you should at least allow me to break the ice. How about some jokes? I feel obligated to entertain you all."
Do you recall our meeting, Lutheria?
I do indeed.
Then perhaps you can tell me what this is about your brother and myself. I don't quite follow.
It seems your compatriots are a bit more willing to fight, a bit on the edge of their seats. Perhaps we can have this discussion privately afterwards.
Well, yes, but they are. You're not incorrect. They are here to kill you. I don't know how we could talk otherwise. After the fact.
There you go.
She smiles and says, "Well, if you really don't want for me to entertain you, if you want to jump right into the main event, so be it. You mortals always disappoint me."
Well, believe me,
The-
I'm curious to know what the reality of things is, but I don't think I can stop them.
You all feel time slow down considerably once again. You feel yourselves almost not be able to act. The Lady of Dreams, she appears affected by a deep sadness. Black tears roll down her face. The garden wilts and all of her servants begin to weep and wail. Minutes pass as you are looking around you. Why can't you move? Why can't you get ready? Why don't I have control over myself? Yet the weeping continues. You feel a chill down your spine. Finally, Lutheria ostentatiously dries her eyes. Her face breaks into a wicked smile. "Well, I need cheering up. Let's start by tearing your pathetic little bodies apart. Limb by limb." As she claps her fingers, you are no longer under the effect of a time stop. We are going to roll initiative.
Well, I did try to start with civil conversation.
Did anything else happen during the time stop except for the crying and wailing?
Nope.
We'll find out. Dun, dun, dun.
We should place your tokens down. Wait, what time is it? Oh shit, it's already time?
It's time.
Oh, fine. That went by quickly.
It's perfect timing because
I didn't look at the.
This is a special episode. We have to. You can't leave us in suspense.
I didn't even look at the time a single time during this session. I just kept going. Well, shit. It's since Snack is not here. We're about to start the fight.
Yeah, no, this is a
should
great
wait.
place to stop. Yeah, I agree.
Don't forget a token for our whatever it is I summoned. I don't know what.
We should have 2 dragons.
Mechanically,
A lot
Kavan.
of stuff going on right here. I still got to get up in there. Stereo still has to get up in there. Just Lith.
And our dragons are large,
Yeah.
by the way.
The volumes are large, so make them large. Oh man, why is this map so vaggy? It's not that big. Why is it so vaggy? Is it vagging for you guys?
A little bit. But, roll 20 and the internet don't necessarily get along.
Yeah, but it's okay. We will stop here for tonight. It's the best spot.
We are well set up. We are raring to go. That was a very interesting.
You didn't even get to the jokes I prepared. She might just cast time stop again to tell you the jokes. All right, let's see. Do we have all the tokens down?
I think me.
No, we're still missing a bunch.
And
Might be,
Asterios.
might be missing the Celestial.
Who else came along? Oh yeah, the Celestial needs to get on there. You'll be glad to know that I avoided the summon spells, because, good God, we've got a lot of things going on already.
Asterios. Is that everything now?
I think.
Azek.
As a guess.
I'm not there. There we go. Think that's everybody?
I think that's everybody, yeah?
All right, I think we're good to go.
Yep, and next session we'll start with...
Jumping right in.
Jump right in. If he's starting in combat. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Yeah, what a long week that's gonna be, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely a good setup.
I want to just see one more
Fix the feng shui. Yeah, thank you everyone for the session.
Thank you guys for playing. I hope it was fun. I hope it was enjoyable.
Always.
We have a big boss fight ready and the whole ship worth of enemies.
Oh yeah.
Should I just roll initiative individually for everything?
Yeah.
The
That's
little
gonna be a
girl.
big initiative test. Select all.
The little girl probably wants to fight, right?
Is our kindness gonna bite us in the ass? Probably. That's why I asked that first group to take the boat and take off the ship, just so to at least give us some time if they were gonna come back at us.
It's like it penalizes you for not being murder hobos.
Hey, like the one time we're not being murder hobos too. You gotta love it.
This is I mean, that would make you feel terrible if you kill them all, but the thing is, killing them all is the only option. I mean, what are you gonna do? What are these people gonna do? Oh, the irony is, they were telling the truth. The ironies are not appearing unless a node is being broken. They are the most impartial of impartials. Everything else...
The true is neutral of true neutral.
No, the waffle was soft neutrals. They are, at the very essence, the rules of this land. But everything else, like all these people here that are drunk, all these people, and these people probably don't matter too much because they're kind of weak. They're not really fighters.
Fireball. We'll get rid of a bunch of people.
Whatever could be in this room and this room.
Yeah, we didn't go in all the rooms. Don't care.
The chef.
We'll figure it out.
The chef. Oh no, Vith, don't worry about that. During the as the fight, as she clasped her, I forgot to mention it. As she clasped her fingers a second time, as the time stop ended, it went away.
Perfect.
This fight has enough parts by the rules that I will need to add extras.
Right. Firestorm.
Yes, you are not. That was a role-playing thing, not a mechanical thing. She is capable of doing this, and she was going to do that if you didn't laugh at her jokes. But it's not a mechanical thing. Plus, you could literally rip it open. Yeah, Firestorm is a very good idea. But we'll see about that.
Next week.
Next week.
Yes, looking
So-
forward to it. Thank you as always for GMing, Tom.
Thank you for
Definitely.
playing.
Always appreciated.
Thank you
always
all
have
for
a good
playing.
time.
Just enjoyable. And hopefully, if you defeat Lutheria, that's a level up.
Oh,
Ooh.
pinky promise?
No,
Oh,
I said probably.
can
Okay, everybody, that was an interesting session leading up to, well, pretty exciting stuff for next week. Yes, we have finally, at long last, found Lutheria after procuring the armaments we need to face her. And it looks like we're about to have a fight with another deity. So, will we win? Will she make us crazy? Will we die? Will we level up? Who knows? But tune in next week, same time, same day, to find out. This has been Odyssey of the Dragonlords with GM Tompson, session 42. And I might be streaming something later on tonight for you guys to enjoy. If not, well, then I wish you guys a great day. Please take care of yourselves and each other. Have a good one.